It may be a surprise, but I actually used a lot of out-of-the-box synth sounds and presets in this track, and really across the entire soundtrack as a whole. There's this musical motif that's repeated a few times throughout this soundtrack, which is from the starting note, a half step one direction, either down or up, a minor third in the other direction, and then a return to the starting note. Really, I started this track with that pattern in mind, and this PG Vibes WMF preset here on this 4-auth synth. That's that creepy, wavery synth sound throughout the whole thing. And I kind of just worked out from there. So here's that initial melody. And then here is where those sort of like distant booming sounds come in. That's a Surge synth, this crush bass preset. And this starts on an A1. I'll solo it here so you can hear just this. A1. And that's a trick that I use a lot throughout the entire soundtrack. I'll take these synths. They'll sound good up here, you know, C4, A3, C3. You can hear it start to break up a little bit. Now we go down to a C2, and it really doesn't sound very good at all. And a lot of synths, especially bass synths, if you just go really, really down deep in their register, they completely break. So here's how it sounds down in an A1. This one doesn't do it as noticeably, but it really doesn't sound like one collected note anymore. It kind of just sounds like a just booming sound of discombobulated weirdness. And I do that a lot with several different synths. So there's that part. My dog keeps skipping around, but here's this part. This is another out-of-the-box preset. This is just called Crystal on that 4-auth synth. And here I'll solo it so you can hear just what it sounds like. Kind of like a pluck type sound. And I just have some minor EQ on it just to round some of that medium high and the high end off. I'll show you how it sounds without the EQ. A little harsh. There we go. And that's just to give sort of a sense of progression to the song. And then we have this, upright bass 1. Kind of a similar idea. That's what that sounds like alone. So here, the main melody goes from starting in an A3 and it drops the octave to an A2. So, and then we have this, that same booming sound, but also down an octave. So that's on an A0, which is stupid low. So far, everything you've seen has been stock to the DAW that I use. I exclusively use traction waveform. It's definitely not for everybody, but it's free, it's capable, it's stable, it doesn't crash too much, and all the settings in it, they make sense once you learn kind of the basic navigation of the DAW, and it's great. Anybody out there looking to get into producing music or sound of any variety, look at waveform. It does everything you would want a DAW to do, and I've never spent more than probably 30 minutes trying to resolve any issue with it, versus I've spent hours trying to make Cakewalk or Reaper work with my software. Yeah, check out Traction Waveform. Not sponsored though. I wish they would sponsor me. So we have this booming sound going along with the octave. And then here at this bar 25, it goes down another octave. Started an A1 instead of an A2. And then we have this kind of ticking sound. And that's just this FM synth, this log drum. They discontinued this synthesizer. You can only get this in the older versions of Waveform. The current version, Waveform 13, doesn't have it. Unfortunately, it's awesome. I love it. I love all the presets on it. And then we just end the song on this same melody, but 2 octaves lower than where it started. Remember, we started up there. In terms of inspirations, definitely Silent Hill, and definitely an indie game called Lost in Vivo. Check it out if you haven't. It's great. Also, the Slender Games. But there's this track in Lost in Vivo soundtrack called Screaming Worms, and it's just awful in the best way. It just makes your skin crawl. It's so viscerally wretched. There's all these distorted and warped sounds. It just triggers something primal in your brain. And that's something I strive for when doing horror sound design. I strive to make the listener go, ugh, oh God, this is bad, this is terrible, this is wrong, just that kind of basic sense of something is not right. And I think I did that with this track pretty well. I think it kind of goes back to the main synth I use, this PG vibes right here. This thing's awesome. I think the combination of the harmonic content of it, it's very like kind of trebly, and the vibrato that's built into the synth where it doesn't really hold on the right note. You can kind of hear it go up and down and like waver. It doesn't want to stick to the right note. So I think because most of the time the pitch isn't quite on the right note, it clashes subtly with the other sounds, and it sort of defies what your brain expects music to do. So I think that's really why the track is as unsettling as it is.